We're going to be talking about the Genstar. You may be familiar with it, but you may not know that with some new recent firmware updates, we've vastly expanded its functionality and especially its value to you. We're going to talk about what we mean when we say unified system architecture. We're going to talk about its expandability and then now cloud connectivity. Specifically, the Genstar integrates a lot of components into one and therefore delivers a better value for you, the customer. So why the Genstar as opposed to another charge controller, whether it's ours or a third party? Because we need more than charging. We need monitoring, we need control, we need load control, we need data and analytics, we need cloud connections, we need all of these things. And today we're going to talk about how we've integrated all of this functionality into one component. So we're going to start out by talking about the Genstar, physical features, hardware and software. And then we're going to, again, really try to drive home this idea of a unified system architecture and show you what we mean by that. And then we're going to look at some of its expandability so that you can add functions depending on your specific application. And then we'll give you a few ideas what that looks like before going into a deeper dive into the software. So that would be LiveView for configuration and Solar Connect, our cloud-based service for remote monitoring for one or hundreds of our products. So let's just first by doing a quick overview of our product range here. So today we're focusing specifically with the Genstar and PPT here, and then the Ready blocks that can go into the Genstar for expanding it. The Genstar and the Ready Edge and the Ready blocks are part of our integrated series products, meaning that they help to integrate these newer technologies into one platform. So I want to quickly point out that the Ready Edge connects to all of the other products you see here, all the other charge controllers on the screen, in order to bring a lot of the functionality that we'll talk about on the Genstar into our other products, into our professional series products. So let's dive down into the integrated products a little more. We have the Genstar, the Ready Edge, both of them except Ready blocks for expansion. And you guys have been asking us for a long time, and now we've given you what you want. So specifically, that's Bluetooth on both of these products with a recently updated app for iOS and for Android. SNMP v3 on top of v2 and v1 for those that have been looking for the extra security and SNMP for their NMSs. And then, as you've come to know, Modbus is extremely compatible with all of our products, and we'll talk a little bit about that today too. And then Solar Connect, which is our cloud-based service, and LiveView, which is the integrated server within these products that you use for configuration, setup, data management, all of those things. So again, we're going to start to talk about how the Genstar integrates a lot of functionality that typically is spread across different devices into one unit and why that adds value to you. So we are a charge controller, but on top of that, we have advanced load controls, generator control. We have connectivity via Modbus, SNMP, the cloud, like we've already discussed, and we have the monitoring that comes from getting this data onto the cloud or from using LiveView locally to review the status and the performance of the system. So now let's dive into the hardware a little bit here. So the Genstar is a 200-volt VOC controller, meaning that you can install your PV panel array up to 200 volts VOC maximum, and it comes in 3 different models: a 60, 80, or 100 amp charging, DC battery charging. So it is an MPPT controller. We won't get into the algorithm today, but we can always talk about that more if you want. We have the intelligent load control I talked about, and advanced battery charging. So that's both setup, but also when it comes to closed loop lithium, that's all possible with the Genstar. anything with a VMS, anything without a VMS, we charge any sort of battery. We get the question a lot, do we charge this battery? We always double check, but the answer is always yes. So again, this is more than just a charge controller. So we're going to talk about some of the other things that you can control with it, such as hybrid system controllers, generators, alternate charging sources, and things like that. And then we're going to talk about the expansion and the industrial networking before showing you what this looks like in real life. So let's review again the different software and firmware packages that you use to interface and access the Genstar. So LiveView is a web server that exists within the Genstar, and you can access it via an Ethernet port. And when you're on the local network, then you can access it to set it up and to get a lot of the data and things that you need to look at the system performance. And then we have Solar Connect, which when you enable it, allows this to connect to our secure cloud and allows you to get all your data from anywhere in the world. Solar Connect is also designed as a fleet management tool, so you can manage hundreds of systems. You can see the status of all your systems, so you don't have to click through. You can at a glance see what's going on and make a decision if you need to dive into it more. Again, we have Bluetooth and the iOS apps. This has the Ethernet IP, 232, 485, all built in, no adapters needed, SNMP v3, as well as v2 and v1, like I mentioned. MS CAN, which is a new CAN protocol that we're developing that will allow communication amongst other Morningstar devices with MS CAN. Right now, that's a forward-facing feature for our future products, and you'll see us developing that as we go along. And then Bluetooth. It has Bluetooth. You guys have been asking us. We have Bluetooth. You use Bluetooth to connect to the app, and the app functions very much like LiveView. So we'll show you some screenshots of that, and then when we talk about LiveView, you can be rest assured that virtually all the functionality in LiveView is also available in the app. So, and then just quickly explaining the Ready Rail and the expandability. We have Ready blocks, and they add functionality onto the Genstar. When you first purchase it, it doesn't come with any, and so you can purchase the ones that you need based on your application, and we'll go into more detail on that.